And Danya, can you still see my screen, the PowerPoint?
Yes, I can still see it.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us today at Thursdays at 3 with SCC. We do this every week, and we highlight a couple of our programs that we have to offer, and we also highlight at least one of our student services. So we're going to do that today, and we have a fun-filled, packed day. As we go along, if you will open up your chat box, it will appear on the side of your screen, and when you do that, you will see a link from Crystal. Every now and then, she'll throw up a link there. And if you click on that link, you can register for a free t-shirt. We'll put one out in the mail to you as soon as we get that registration this week, okay? So every week we like to start with a staff member because we highlight our faculty in the programs, and we highlight the staff that work with student services. But we have an array of staff that are here to help all of our prospects, applicants, and students. So we always start with one of our favorite staff members. And today, Danya, are you ready?
I am, Candy.
Okay, go ahead.
All righty. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Danya Sharp, and I'm a director for the Upper Bound program, and I just want to welcome everyone to the open house today. I'm excited that you're here today because you actually picked a great day to be here. Today you'll be learning about one of our awesome technical programs, electrical technology, electronics and engineering, and I understand you might also be hearing from the mad scientist himself, and that's always a treat. You're going to love that. You'll also be hearing about one of the student services we're very proud of here at SCC, and that's our disability services. And before I finish, I actually want to say that I work at the Russell Center, and I'm there to help you. If anybody needs help with admissions or advising or anything like that, please give me a call because I can help you there at the Russell Center. And again, I'm very excited that you're here with us today. I won't keep you any longer, so I will send it back to Candy.
Great, thanks, Danya. And Danya, really quick, the Russell Center starting August 1 will be open the 4 days a week, correct? Monday through Thursday. If anybody needs any assistance, they can come there and find you for all the help.
Exactly. And we're open from 8 a.m. Central Time until 5 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, great. So the first program that we're going to talk about that Danya mentioned just briefly is we have our instructor, Mike Reynolds. He is going to talk to us about our electrical technology program. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're good. Let me change my screen to get all of your information on here. Went one too far. Hold on. There we go. Technical difficulties. Okay, Mike. So there are two different tracks, the construction and the industrial electrician track. Can you tell us what the differences in those tracks are?
Yeah, so as you said, we have two tracks. We have construction and industrial, and really they're very, very similar. Both tracks we start with a circuits class, and we get into motor controls, construction, electricity, transformers, rotating machinery. The only actual difference for this upcoming semester is the industrial requires a PLC class, so only one additional class. So our plan is always to enroll people in industrial, and then by default you get both diplomas once you graduate.
Yes, and that's what I was hoping you would mention, that we do recommend that anybody who is interested take the industrial, and that will automatically get you construction and will just make you more employable. So
yes.
Speaking of being more employable, what does the job outlook look like out there for electricians?
The job outlook is good, and I think one of the reasons for that is there's a lot of different pathways and things you can get into. Residential and commercial wiring, power distribution, and industrial and manufacturing has a lot of electricians and a lot of electrical type work. And this morning I actually looked on the Bureau of Labor Stats for the United States, and the projected growth rate for an electrician between 2018 and 2028 is 10%, which is above the national average for all other occupations.
And I would imagine that an electrician would definitely have been an essential employee during all of this pandemic situation.
Yes.
Okay. And if a prospect is watching and they are interested in becoming a licensed electrician, what else do they need to do after our program?
So once you go through our program, you are required to have an additional 4 years of work experience. Now, if you're, we get some students it's already working for an electrical group, so the 2 years of school and the 2 years of work counts together. But the 2 years of school, 4 years work experience, then you're eligible to take a exam administered by the state to receive your electrical license.
So coming to us for 2 years, does that give you any of that work experience?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
well,
if they worked part-time while they went to school, then they would have that.
Yeah, let me rephrase that just to be clear, is the state requires 6 years. If you go to a technical school such as SCC or the London campus, then that counts as 2 years of that 6. So you would need an additional 4.
And so if they work while they're going to school, they would already have 2 of those. So if they could find somebody to work under, they would have 2 of those. And then they would just work under someone as like an apprentice, and then they could go for their exam, correct?
Correct.
And we do have a lot of our electrical students that go on to work in like the factory setting, correct? Like in maintenance in the factory setting?
Yes. I took this same program from 2006 to 2008, and I worked in a factory as an electrician for about 10 years before coming back here. So.
Okay. Right. So that opens up a lot of doors. So if a person is interested in this, do they have to have a big electrical background before they come into school?
No, we start from the ground up. We basically go from what is electricity and what it does to design and installation. So when we get a wide variety, some students have a background, and then some straight out of high school or know very little. So there's no required prior knowledge needed.
Okay. So you start them from the beginning as if you were teaching me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I took the same program and I knew nothing before I started. So it's from the ground up.
Okay. And this program, just like all of our technical programs, is hands-on. So you will spend part of your day in the classroom and part of your day in the lab. Is that correct? How many days a week will they go for this program on average?
On average, 2. Generally, our first semester to get our circuits classes in with Mr. Noel, it's 4 days, and the last 3, generally it takes 4 semesters on average, and the last 3 semesters are generally just 2 days a week.
Okay. So, but regardless of where you are in the program, you're probably going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday free to go out there and work. Right?
Yes.
I threw some questions on Mike there because I knew that would be some things that people would want to know about is how many days they would have to do this program. Well, Mike, we really do appreciate you spending time with us today. And if anybody would like to come take a tour of our campus, I will tell you our electrical programs are one of the campus fan favorites. Everybody loves to take a tour on our electrical program. So thank you for joining us, Mike. We really do appreciate it. If we will open up everything for questions afterwards, but if you have a question in the meantime, you can chat that over in the chat. Crystal, one of our London recruiter, will be watching the chat to make sure if there's any questions, she'll pop in and make sure that our instructors give you ample time to answer those. So feel free to ask questions as we go over in the chat, okay? So next, Danya alluded to the mad scientist, and that is Mr. Kurt Knoll. He is the coordinator for all of our electrical programs, and he is going to talk to us about our second electrical program, engineering and electronics program at SCC. And if you want a thrill, make sure that you go to the bottom of our website and schedule your own campus tour for electric, and he will give you an absolute thrill when you come and tour his lab. He is amazing. So how you doing, Kurt?
I'm doing outstanding. Yourself?
Good. I'm doing good. So can you tell us a little bit?
Everybody that's here is also doing well also.
Yes. So can you tell us a little bit about your program, what sets it apart a little bit different than what Mike just told us about?
Well, in our program in the electronics, engineering electronics technology, we have a dedicated degree for our program where, like in the electrical technology and some of the other programs, it's an AAS of General Occupational Technical Studies. My program is actually an AAS, Associate Applied Science and Engineering and Electronics Technology. And we have 2 separate tracks underneath the AAS EET program. That's the computer maintenance track and the electronics track. Underneath that, we have all of our diplomas. We have actually 3 diplomas that the students can earn. That's in electronics, computer maintenance, and an electronic communications, because we do teach an electronic communications class that teaches transmitters, receivers, fiber optics, and anything in that area. And then there's about I think there's 6 certificates that the student would also earn. I'm not going to list all of those. They are on the handouts and everything.
Okay. And so what skills would a student learn here? Like if you're going to the other program to be an electrician, what would they learn in this program?
In this particular program, some of the things that they will learn is they'll be learn how to use sophisticated test equipment, how to troubleshoot electronic systems. We have had students go to work in computer maintenance. We've also had students go to work for copiers. Just think how many copiers are in Somerset, Kentucky, or just Walmart. Just think how many cash registers does Walmart have in Kentucky? There's thousands and thousands of them. So we've had technicians finish our program and actually go to work as copier technicians. We also, they've been employed at security systems, installing security systems, because there's a lot of electronics dealing in the security systems. We are constantly providing one of the local companies with students. I think right now they have probably about 7 of our students working there. And there's just all kinds of areas in the electronics area that they can find jobs in.
Wow, that is great. So we were going to talk about jobs a second ago next. And so I was trying to look over here. Someone had raised their hand. Crystal, if you could check with Elaine on that. So you're saying that someone could get a job working for themselves, working on people's computers, or
Correct.
They can go work on really elaborate security systems, or they could be the guy who goes around to restaurants and works on their cash registers. So all of those different kinds of things they could do with this degree?
That is correct. We've had a couple of students go to work for us with a one copier company and locally, and they start them off. They take our person and they'll start them off, and they'll teach them one type of copier, and then they will go along with that person for the first 3 months or something like that, and then that the employee is then on his own, and then they'll send them back to school on another one, and they just keep building up on that one. And they travel. They work out of their house. The company sends them all of the calls trouble calls they had, and then they will set up their own schedule about going around and fixing the copiers and stuff like that.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that career. Danya, that joined us, the staff here, her husband works as a copier repair person. He does work from home, and that's a good and a bad thing. Good thing is he's at home. Bad thing is Danya makes him cook every day because she doesn't work at home. So, but that was interesting that you say that. So basically there is a wide range of jobs they can do. Do they need to have like a background in computers, or do they just need to have just an interest in computers?
No, they can come in with absolutely zero knowledge of electronics. And as Mike alluded to earlier, I teach a Circuits 1 and Circuits 2. Circuits 1's DC theory, and Circuits 2 is alternating current theory. And that is the basic foundation that we start off. We'll start off in saying, okay, this is an atom. It has electrons, protons, and neutrons. We start at the very, 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 very basic on it, and then work all the way up to the complex. And we get up into, some of the things we cover is after the first semester, we'll go into digital 1 and 2, which is dealing with digital circuitry. How do we take something that changes over time, like temperature, and we will put it into a little device called a analog to digital converter, convert it into a digitized signal, and then we can transmit it over distance, or we can display it on a clock or on some type of display. After that, they'll go into devices, which is transistors, and then up in their last semester, they get up into some very, very complex devices called operational amplifiers. They're used in speakers and communications and virtually every computers and everything.
Okay. And so basically, you don't have to have any prior knowledge. And the great thing about your program and the programs that Mike talked about is that they're hands-on, and you only have to have a few general education classes. So it's not like a long 4-year degree where you take 2 years of English, history, math, and science. You just need 3 to 6 general education classes, and the majority of their time will be spent learning your program, correct?
That is correct. It's a hands-on program. The vast majority of the time, our students will be in and out in 4 semesters. If they follow the plan that we provide them, the plan of study, then we have everything structured where they will be in and out. And most of our students actually end up getting the AAS Engineering Electronics Technology with both tracks, with the computer maintenance track and the electronics track, because it's the way we have it structured. They get we have in the computer maintenance program, some of the classes there actually transfer over into the electronics and cover some of the technical electives that they will need, and some of the classes in the electronic side will transfer over to the computer maintenance side as technical electives also.
And you guys, correct, have everything that they need. They won't need to come in with a lot of equipment and things. You'll offer them everything there in the classroom. And you guys do some pretty neat, this is all off script, so don't kill me, but you guys do some pretty neat things each semester. Like you guys have built robots and programmed those and done some really cool, interesting things that break up the time. It's not just all rigorous classwork.
Yeah, that's right. We have one of the things they build is a plasma speaker. They do this in devices too. This is where that operational amplifier comes in. They'll build a plasma speaker that gets an arc of electricity between 2 nails, and off of that arc of electricity will play music off of that. So, and that's really amazes the students and people whenever they see that one. And just I was looking at your slide presentation right now. On the bottom left-hand side of that slide presentation is one of our former students. His name's Joshua Hayes, and Joshua just graduated this spring from the University of Kentucky, and he was University of Kentucky's Junior Engineer of the Year last year, and he's now got him a job in over in eastern Kentucky, where they, let's see, I can't remember what town it is over there, but he ended up with a dual major. He's one of our former students, as is Mike Reynolds.
Okay, so he started with us and then went on to UK for engineering, and then Mike started with us and now is an instructor here. So there's all kinds of career paths that you can take in this program. So we also offer this on our London campus as well, and David Coffey is the coordinator over there. And we also offer electricity over there as well, and David Green and a few other instructors are over there for us. So Kurt, we really do appreciate you joining us today. And like I said, if you haven't made it on campus to see Kurt's lab, the Mad Scientist lab, you definitely will want to do that. If you're interested in any kind of electricity or computers, it is definitely something to see. He actually plays music between the nails, like he shows us, sets it on a piece of paper on fire and all kinds of stuff.
We are never too busy to take some time out to show anybody some of our demonstrations.
Yes, and that is what sets us apart from the other colleges, is our instructors do take the time to do things like this on summer break when they're not even getting paid to be here. And they take the time to stop and talk to our prospects. So we do appreciate you being here, Kurt. And Elaine, you had your hand up. Did you have something that you needed to say before we move on to Rosetta? I guess not. Okay. So next we're going to move on to our student services, and today we're going to talk to Rosetta Berry, and she is the director of our disability services. Hello, Rosetta.
Hello.
We know we do not have Rosetta's video, but she's on here in voice, and you can see her picture on our screen on the PowerPoint. Rosetta, can you, we're going to talk about disability services, and without going into detail about specific students, can you tell us some of the examples of some accommodations that we would offer a student with a disability?
Yes, I can. Depending on what the disability is, some students will need their exams administered in quite separate areas away from distractions. Some students will also need extended time on exams and quizzes. For the deaf students, we have interpreting services. Also, the students diagnosed with hard of hearing, we can supply the FM transceivers for them. And if a student has visual problems, we also can enlarge the print for handouts. That's just a few.
And one of the things that that really is popular too is if a student needs a test to be read to them, they can arrange that to happen as well, correct?
Yes.
And we also,
or a scribe.
okay. And we have some special tools, maybe through Blackboard Shell and things like that, that will read the material to them as well, correct?
Yes, and also we have some free apps that students can use.
Okay, great. And how does it work? How does a prospect or an applicant, once they become a student, how do they go about taking advantage of our services that we offer?
They can just contact me by phone, email, or also we have a online contact form on the website. They just contact me and I'll get right back with them. And I have 2 forms that they just need to complete, and then they just need to give me the verification of their disability.
And so you want them to have already made their schedule and then meet with you, or do you want them to meet with you beforehand?
It's better if they've already made their schedule, but if they feel comfortable meeting with me first, that's fine also.
Okay, and then once they get the schedule, they can come back together with you and talk about the services they might need according to their schedule that they would need.
Yes, and according to their disability.
Okay, and then those are just the services that we offer, but then they are also available. We open up free tutoring for them just like we do all the other students as well, correct?
Yes, and also I think we've got online tutoring.
Mm-hmm. Since the pandemic, we've definitely been utilizing that. So, and so anytime that the student is, once they have set up their schedule with you, they've set up all the needs that they have, they have gone over all their needs and what they're going to need. If they have any other issues, are you available for them in between those times?
Yes, ma'am. All they have to do is contact me.
And I know you work on both campuses, correct? So you
Yes.
have a London schedule and a Somerset schedule?
Yes.
Okay. So you spend a couple of days at one and a couple of days at the other to make sure that you can accommodate all the students and all their needs.
Yes, Monday and Wednesday at Somerset, and Tuesday and Thursday in London, and then Friday by appointments.
Okay, great, great. So anything that they need, they don't have any problems reaching out to you. And so I would say to a student, if you have had special needs in high school and you're really worried about college, please come let Rosetta talk to you, let her show you what she has to offer, and let her look at your disability needs and see what she can help you with, okay, before you just discount that you're not maybe college material, because I'm pretty certain that she will do everything she can to help you out. Rosetta, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it.
You're sure welcome.
Okay. Okay, so right now I am going to put on the screen our phone number and the recruiting email. If anybody wants to take a campus tour, they can schedule that by going to our website, scrolling to the very bottom of the front page, and it says visit a campus. If you just click on there, you can select the Somerset or London campus. You can select your day and time, enter your information, and it will automatically register you for an individual tour. We are open. We are giving tours. We have a schedule on there. We're putting August on there by the end of the week. We have July still a couple of days. We are requiring people to take come to the check-in, take their temperature, and wear a mask while on campus, but we've got all of that stuff there for you. Also, I want to mention that next week is what we call our path to enrollment. If you are a prospect and you haven't applied, or you have applied but just haven't registered and you're ready to register, go onto our website under events and register to come make an appointment for any of our offices: admissions, financial aid, bookstore, or advising center. We're all there to help you all next week. The great thing about registering and coming next week is we are giving away some prizes by random drawing. So we will give away, there's going to be a computer and some gift cards, so there'll be random drawings for that. And make sure, I see that we have one guest for sure, so make sure you go on and register on that link that Crystal put in the chat, so you make sure that we get you out a free t-shirt. We want to make sure that everybody does. All it does is just ask you your size and your address so that we can get that out to you. So make sure that you do that before you get off of the open house today. We want to thank everybody for coming, our guests, our speakers, and everybody from the SCC family who jumped on to listen to what we were doing today. We really do appreciate it. I have the number I will keep up here, and I'm going to be quiet for a little bit and open it up for any questions or comments. If you have a question, you want to just unmute your mic, we will take those now.
I don't have any questions at this time. All of my classes are going to be online.
Okay, great. And you have signed up for your student self-service, and you know how to get on your Blackboard and you're ready to go?
Yes.
Great, great. Well, have you registered for our free t-shirt?
Yes, I did.
Okay, great. We'll get that out to you. We appreciate you being here today. And if you may just take a snapshot of these numbers, and if you have any questions between now and August 17th when classes start, we'll be happy to help you. We are in recruiting, but we don't know the answer, but we know who does. So we will figure it out. If you need any help with anything, just let us know. We appreciate you being here today.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Okay, I will just stay on until 3:30 to make sure there's no more questions or comments, but anybody who wants to get off is free to leave or stay with me. We'll chat after. I'm going to stop the recording.